So going back to your point about the difference between sign exact Japanese
Yes.
or sign exact English, it doesn't use that. It doesn't use all these 3D aspects of sign language. It's just linear, just like spoken language.
Right.
They would sign, I was hit by a car on my right side. So like,
Yeah.
why? It's like so, I don't know, it's like, it's just not efficient,
Right.
right? So if you have,
Yeah.
it's way more efficient.
Well, sign language has to be more efficient, I guess, because again, it's time and it's your, like, it's work. Your body
Right.
is working, so
Right.
it has to be less, I guess, less
Less movements with more information.
when it's possible, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a really good way to put it. Yeah, you don't want to waste movement.
Right.
But with spoken language, because it's just words and air and sound,
Yeah.
we can like,
Yeah.
we can talk a lot of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Another question, us, non-CODA, deaf people, right? So when we come to class, right? First class, zero beginners, we don't know any gestures, right?
Mhm.
And you just say, okay, you're gonna be using signs only right now,
Mhm.
right? And we try as hard as we can to get the message across, right? So we start signing, we think, right? So we're using gestures, right?
Mhm.
But they're not ASL or any other sign language that you
Mhm.
speak with. They're just gestures for you. For us, like it means something, but we create it.
Mhm.
Right, you ask me a question like, okay, so I don't know what happened yesterday, right? And I want to say I went to the hospital, so I'm going to explain hospital how. I don't know the sign for that. I'm going to invent that, right? For
Right.
me, it's going to be like it's going to mean something because I have it here and I have it in my imagination. It's going to be, but for you, like you watch people producing all those like weird, like maybe they mean something in ASL, maybe they don't. So you watch like a great mess basically. How do you decipher all that? Like for you, because what looks a a meaningful gesture, meaningful sign for me doesn't look like that
Okay.
to you. How do you learn to kind of understand what people actually mean when they're beginners, when they're trying to talk with you?
I think what's great about sign language is that it's very easy. We're very open to beginners. That's what makes sign language so great. Like, it's like, okay, you want to do some visual communication? Okay, I'm on board with you. Let's see what you got. Let's see what you got. And then there's no like, there's not a lot of snobbery, where it's like, oh, your sign language is so terrible. There's not a lot of that at all.
Right.
It's like, okay, I'm seeing your story, and I'm trying to get with your story, right? Whereas like I think in the hearing world, when someone doesn't speak perfect English,
Exactly, I was going to
Yeah.
compare that. When
Yeah.
something, when somebody comes up and they start saying like, "Haro, eyes, go, no."
right? Because again, I think it's the wording. Words are just terrible. Words they don't show any hints for anything, right? Whereas when you're signing, you're making a story. You're keeping eye contact, and you know when Japanese people or just anybody who doesn't speak the language very well, they're kind of just like their eyes are all over the place. They're
Yeah.
scanning their head. They're
Right.
like, whereas in sign language, it's like, okay,
I'm here with you.
right, yeah, I'm here with you, and you want to say something. So the passion is there. I think that's what it is. It's
Like trying.
you're trying, right? But it's not like a dumb trying. It's like if someone were to do this in sign language, it would be really frustrating for me too. Really, what do you want to say? But if you, so sign language, it can be frustrating for some people who just repeat themselves.
Right.
But if they're if they're being very good at being visual, they can create their own signs. And
Right.
as long as it's more forgiving. Like, I'll be open to what you're saying.
So basically, if you get the meaning, okay, that's a hospital, you kind of don't care what sign they used.
It doesn't matter because I want to know what they want to say
Right.
first, right? And then afterwards, I can teach them. Oh,
Right.
that what you did was the sign. This is
Right.
the hospital sign. Right?
Okay.
Like, so if you're gesturing like,
Go.
yeah, and then they're like, right, like okay, I get it. You broke your arm and like this is what happened, right? You didn't just go to the hospital. Something happened, right?
Right.
So
Yeah.
I think
Right.
it's more interesting. Yeah.
Yeah. Do we accidentally say something bad when we try to sign? Are there any gestures that
Oh, yeah.
are no in ASL?
In
Or
ASL,
whichever.
Yeah, ASL, there's the middle finger.
Mhm.
That's not very good. But in Japanese Sign Language, this is brothers.
Brother, right?
Yeah, so that can be a little screwy. I remember I was interpreting for the World Deaf Surfing Competition. Well, I forget what the acronym is.
Mhm.
But it was in Miyagi, and they had some deaf Australian people, like just everyone from around the world,
Right.
and they were competing. One of the Australian guys who's deaf, he asked me, in his Australian sign,
Australian sign.
where is this guy's brother? But he was using Australian sign. I think brother is this, but I could read his lip.
Right.
So he was like,
Brother.
and then I was like, oh, the older brother or the younger brother? And I don't know why I went into Japanese, because I was interpreting, right? So I was like,
Right.
the older brother or the younger brother? And he's like, what? And yeah, but the older brother or younger brother, which? He's like looking at my finger and I'm
He was like-
I'm basically like cursing at him and he's like, what? And I'm like, oh
Damn
man. I like when he was like, alright, whatever. And I turned away, it's like, I was just using like Japanese Sign Language. Oh crap.
I'm sure
yeah.
he was disappointed.
Well, he just, it wasn't an insult, like, because he knew if it was an insult, like that, right? But so he knew I was trying to understand him, but I was just using an insulting sign, so it was very confusing. Japanese also has this for money, but in many countries, or I think in Italy, asshole,
Oh.
and that's also been interpreted and brought to America. 2 fingers.
Oh, I know. It's I think in France.
More in England and Australia and South Africa and New Zealand. This means the middle finger.
Oh, I see. I heard that it's from like ancient times.
Yeah,
I'm
archery,
gonna get you.
yeah.
I'm gonna kill you.
Yeah, I'm gonna kill you, yeah, because the English bowmen were so good.
Archery.
Yeah. There are tons. There even between American Sign Language and Japanese Sign Language, where it's like one sign means this, and in that country it means a different
Right.
word.
It's same with languages, right?
Oh, but more so, right? Because there's only so many gestures you can make. Whereas like words, there could be an infinite amount
That's
of
true.
words, right? Because
Yeah.
your sound is like, you can make so many combinations, but
Right.
your hands are
Right.
limited. So yeah, there's so many like daijoubu in Japanese Sign Language. Like I get the concept, right? It's like from here
To
to
here,
here,
I'm
my whole
good.
body, I'm good. I'm good. I'm okay, right? It makes sense. Like I don't know anything about over there. I don't know,
Yeah.
but from here to
Me?
here, I'm good. In American Sign Language, it means breast, right? Because like we don't want to like do that. It's too obvious, right?
Yes.
So in American Sign Language,
Mm-hmm.
it's more.
It's like
It's
polite.
like it's polite. Like a person
Neutral.
who didn't know sign language, they wouldn't think it's sign language.
Right.
Like they wouldn't think it's breast.
right.
But so I was like, I tell
So
when-
how are you?
right? So I tell my Japanese deaf people, like friends, like don't go to a deaf American person. Like, you, daijoubu? Like you,
Nice
breast?
notes.
You okay? They start like they can't believe how like something that's like so commonly used as a
Right.
greeting can be like misinterpreted
Yeah.
as a body part. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's really funny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Curse words when you talk with dudes. Like say it's a pub or bar and
Yeah.
you're there with your guys.
Wow, which deaf guys are hearing people or
I don't know. So if you're communicating with guys, right, and you kind of want to get expressive and you want to say, you want to curse. Just, I don't know, you're watching a football match or something.
Sure.
Right? So do you, like, is it actually part of the language and, like, you're actually signing it?
ooh, am I signing my frustration?
Yeah, like, so, I don't know, something happened or you're talking with them about what happened and you're like, oh, that was beep.
If I'm with a hearing group, I won't sign.
Right.
It's like in my head I have a switch. Like I'm with hearing people, I don't need to sign.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm with deaf people, I will sign.
So you go pee pee pee.
No, I wouldn't do PPP. I would actually in sign language I would probably just recreate the action.
Uh-huh.
Let's say a soccer match or a football match, right? Something that happened and I didn't like how, or
How they
it just
played.
looked stupid, and if like let's say if I was like, oh, that player's so dumb,
Yeah.
right? I'd imitate that player
Uh-huh.
with a dumb face.
Uh-huh.
I wouldn't say that fucking dumb guy. I would just like, you know that guy, the big fro, like he's like so pea brain, right? Like he's like, oh, and he misses the ball. Like, so like I would do that, right? And that I guess that would be the equivalent of saying like that guy's a douchebag or something like that. Like we don't, because there's no word for douchebag in sign language. So what we will imitate that person and we will make a dumb face,
I see.
showing that he is a douchebag.
Right.